Hello everyone, hope that you had a good Christmas break. Welcome to the first class today, and this is a longer session. We're going to focus today's class all on yoga poses and breathing and mindfulness that can help to support the digestive system. Just to say that a lot of time people think it's all to do with the food that we eat and our diet that's going to affect the digestive system. It's not only that, it's also things like being able to feel calm and relaxed. So when we feel stressed or when we're anxious, we can affect the digestive system and we might end up with problems such as cramps in the stomach, we might have upset stomach, we might have bloating, we might have pain. So anything that we can do in our yoga that can help to support that can really help to benefit us. So for today's practice, just grab whatever you need. If you've got a blanket or some props, then grab that. We're going to take a real focus on today on really breathing and using the breath to feel nice and calm in these poses. So we'll start off lying down on the floor, so move whatever you don't need out of the way. And if you can, for the practice today, when we start off, you can let your legs bend and have your feet grounded onto the floor. That's a lovely option. If it doesn't work for the back, by all means, you can lengthen them. Just do what you need to do. So take a moment just to settle down to the earth. Make sure that the back feels nice and supported. I'll just lift the toes for a moment, give them a little spread, moving gently on the feet. And then placing them back down, just so you feel nice and grounded with the feet. And the arms, just for a moment, let them rest wherever they've rested. Down by the floor is a nice option. Allowing your chin to slightly tuck in so that the neck feels nice and lengthened. Shoulders are relaxed, eyes are closed or a soft gaze. Just take a moment to focus into the body. Just simply observing how you're feeling and what's going on for you right now. Allowing yourself just to give your way up to the earth. I'm going to read you out a really nice scan of the body where we're going to bring some focus into the digestive system. So allow yourself just to start to bring awareness to the top of the body first of all, awareness to the crown, the back of the head, and the forehead. Just start to bring some awareness to your entire face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms and hands, the buttocks, the legs and the feet. And just notice how your feet are firmly grounded and in contact with the earth if the legs have bent. Bring your awareness to your torso, the back, spine, the chest, and then the abdomen. Just see if you can notice how the breath moves in and out of your body. Just noticing that focus on those areas that rise and fall with your breath. So nice slow breaths, breathing in and out through the nose. Noticing the parts of the body that move as we breathe. And if it's a good option, you're going to just take your hands and place them, just resting them on the belly. Make sure the shoulders are lovely and relaxed. And you might just have the hands, so middle fingers maybe, just gently touching each other's. Fingers are relaxed, palms are soft, bringing some focus into the belly, bringing some warmth from the hands down into the belly. If you can, just see if you can direct that breath to the place where your hands are. So we're encouraging your breath to slow down. We're starting to take some really nice focused breaths. We're beginning to calming down the nervous system by slowing down the breath. When we're stressed, when we're anxious, we put ourselves into that fight-flight mode. And the parasympathetic nervous system starts to get challenged. So we bring it back with that nice, slow, easy breaths, focusing on that belly area. So with your focus, with your breath, bring your attention to your digestive organs, the stomach and the colon. Just let yourself rest with some awareness here. Just remembering this is where all nourishment is received and digested. The energy created through this process is now fueling the whole body. And as if you was just breathing and smiling into these areas, bringing awareness and gratitude to them. And on each in-breath, allow the oxygen to flow into them and release any tension, discomfort with the out-breath. So as we breathe in, we're focusing on allowing the oxygen to flow into them. And on the out-breath, we're releasing any tension, any discomfort as we breathe out. Just stay there just for a few more moments, appreciating, bringing some focus to the digestive system, encouraging this area to relax. So when we can relax in this area, it has a really positive effect on the mind. And as we know, everything is connected. So if we've got a calm mind, focus, then that's going to benefit the digestive system. Just a few more breaths. And then when you're ready, if your hands are on your tummy, you can slowly release and just stretch the arms out and have a good stretch from here. And for today's practice, you're going to keep bringing your focus back to the front of the body and the digestive system, and just see all the different ways that we can stretch it, that we can compress it, that we can stimulate it. So let your toes spread, navel draws in slightly, just feeling a little bit of strength in that area. And then slowly release the arms, bending the legs. Coming into our Apanasana, knees to chest pose. So you're going to draw them in, and we're going to spend extra breaths today in these poses. So that's another key for good digestive system, is to not rush any of these poses, to focus on slow breaths. So make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed, neck tucked, chin tucked in slightly, neck's nice and long. Not forcing, just feeling the knees coming towards you. And notice how maybe the front of the thighs just gently starts to compress into the front of the body. See if you can focus your breath round here. So nice, slow, calm breaths, breathing in and out through the nose. And this is a great one if you've got any sometimes discomfort in the tummy area. If you've got excess wind, this is a good one. And it just helps to stimulate that digestive system. A few breaths. And then nice and slowly release. Take your feet to the floor, keep your legs bent. Just going to loosen up the hips with a few twists. So take your feet as wide as your mat. You're going to cactus the arms, or feel free to take them out to the side. Breathing in as we breathe out, knees to the right, head to the left, and just spending a few breaths. Can you bring your awareness back into the belly area and finding your breath and feeling maybe that stretch across the front of the body. And then coming back, inhale, come back, and as you breathe out, knees to the left, head to the right. Focus on your breath, bring your awareness to your front of the body. So positive thoughts while we're in the poses. We're bringing positive thoughts that the breath and these poses are helping to support the digestive system. Come back as you breathe in. One more each side. Knees to the right, head to the left. Focus on your breath. Focus on maybe what's stretching in this pose across the front of the body. And then come back to the centre. Finish off one more to the left. Knees to the left, head to the right. Not being in a hurry, just slowing down, being mindful, being present, so that we can really start to support ourselves, allow ourselves to really benefit from these poses today. Lovely, and then come back to the centre from here. Arms down, you're going to bend your right knee in towards the chest, so we'll do the half knee to the chest. Holding around your shin or behind the back of the leg, or if you wish to use a strap, if that's better, that's fine. And then you can either keep that left leg bent. If it feels all right, you can lengthen that left leg away from you. You might just make a few circles with your right foot first of all. Just wake up that ankle. And circling in that other direction. And then you're just going to find some stillness in this pose. And we're going to hold it for 10 breaths or so. So we're not forcing anything. We're just feeling that knee moving towards you. And your choice, you might feel comfortable relaxing the feet. They might be pointed down slightly, or some of us might like to even activate the toes. So just see what feels good. And you're going to focus on your breath in the belly area. So nice full breaths. Feeling that compression as the leg moves in towards the body. So when we compress at all into the front of the body, we're going to start to stimulate it. A great one again, like the benefits for the full knees to chest pose. It helps if you ever feel bloated or you've got cramps. This is a nice one to soothe the knees. Just a few more breaths if it feels all right from here. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Then we'll take it into a twist. So you're going to take your foot onto that leg and your hand's going to come to the outside of that leg, the right leg. Your right arm, you might take it into cactus arm or you might spread it out to the side. And you're going to ease that knee across the body. So you might find that you roll more onto that hip of that left side. If you've got a little bit of support, feel free to use a bolster or block or pillows if it's not comfortable with that knee. If it's all right, turn your head towards that right side. Alternatively, you can keep your head to the centre. And we're going to spend a few breaths from here, so slowing down. Finding our calm breath, what's going to help to relax us, relax and calm the mind. And in turn, we're calming the body as well. Calming the digestive system, we're stimulating it. Maybe think about where you can feel that breath. And then we'll ease back. Head back, knee back. You're going to slowly release the arms. You can bend both legs and let both legs be to the floor, legs bent. Maybe just adjusting your spine for a moment. And then same thing, you're going to draw your left knee in towards the chest, holding around your shin or behind the back of the thigh. And you can stay with that foot on the floor, or if it's nice for the back, lengthen your right leg away from you. You might just make a few circles first of all into that left foot, wakening up your ankle, circling out in the other direction. Your choice, you can either relax the feet, they might be slightly pointing down, or you might even make them active here, depending on what feels good. And we're going to go and hold it here for another 10 breaths or so. So make sure shoulders are relaxed. No tension, no tightness. We're focusing on the breath. We're inviting that breath to move down into the lower abdomen a bit more. We're feeling maybe any sensations or movement of the breath and the belly as it just gently presses into that thigh. Just a few breaths, great for the hips as well, great for the back as well, so other benefits as well. Just a few more breaths. Remember those positive thoughts about what you're trying to bring your intention into today, and it's inviting ourselves to just support the digestive system more with your breath, with these poses. And then we'll take it into that twist. So the foot is now going to come onto your right leg. You can keep that hand across that outside of that knee. Left hand's coming out to the side this time. And we're moving that knee across the body. You might find it's just a little way. Some of us might roll more onto that hip. You can support onto that knee if you want. Head can be to the centre. You can turn it to the opposite side to the knee, or just think what feels okay for the neck. And then we're going to take the focus down into that breath again. Being mindful with the breath. Knowing that we're combining the two things, the mind and the body, and the breath is that link between both. Just notice the stretch across the body as you come to that twist. In any of these poses, please feel free to come out sooner if you need to. If you're in it, a few more breaths. That's it. And then bring your head back, bring in your knees back. Just bending the legs for a moment, resting, feet to the floor, adjust your spine. Just take a few focused breaths, relaxing the body now. Notice maybe how you feel when you come out of those yoga poses. So we're going to prepare for our bridge pose on the floor now. Adjusting your feet. You can bring them in a bit closer if that feels all right, or further away. Before we lift up, so feet underneath the knees, you're going to, knees underneath, that's it. And you're going to lift your toes, spread your toes, and then placing your feet back down to the floor. Arms down by the sides of the body. We're going to slowly start to lift up. Don't lift up to your full expression of the pose yet. Just maybe a little way. We're going to hold it there for a few breaths. Feel rooted with your feet and your legs. Take a few nice easy breaths. Can you focus your breath on your belly again? Can you feel what's happening to the front of the body as you breathe? Now's a chance to get a stretch into the front of the body. And then slowly lower back down. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Taking a bit of a rock from side to side. You're going to come up one more time into your bridge. So place your feet down. Being slow. Spread your toes first. Lift your toes. So we can feel your feet activating on the floor, and then let your toes come back down to the mat. Arms down by the sides of the body. I'm going to lift up again, and this time you can lift up a bit higher or back issues. Keep it nice and low today. If you know it works for the shoulders, you can always lift up a little bit higher onto your shoulders or keep the arms down. If you know it works, you can interlock the fingers. You don't have to. Arms down by the sides of the body is fine as well. Wherever we are, we're all going to focus on the belly now and breathe in. Really nice stretch. Another really good one to just start to open up, stimulate the front of the body from here. Just a couple more breaths. Releasing, coming down mindfully. Arms release first. Back to your shoulders if you're lifted. Slowly let your pelvis tilt forward as the spine comes all the way back down. And then one more, knees to the chest pose. Nice counter pose. We feel that stimulation again of the thighs as they gently ease towards the body. A few little rocks from side to side. And then let yourself move up. Just you can drop your knees to one side, come to the side of the body, and then mindfully lifting yourself all the way up. And your choice now for seated, you can either come to crossed legs or lengthening out the legs, or if you know it works for you, you can sit on your heels. Or some of us might like to use a block. You can always sit on a block and your feet come either side. Don't worry if that's not an option. Crossed legs will be fine as well. Sitting up nice and tall, and we're going to interlock the fingers. I'm going to press your palms away. We're going to lift up, take a nice stretch of the arms from here. Shoulders are relaxed. And we're going to draw navel in slightly, just so we're not going to strain the lower back. Either eyes closed or a soft gaze. And what we're doing is focusing on the body, and it gets a really good stretch. The front of the body has a chance to open up. So giving space now for the organs, the digestive organs, as we take this lovely stretch. Slowly release your hands down, and then just move your fingers along one. We'll do it one more with that unfamiliar clasp. So pressing your palms away from you, lifting your arms up, and taking a few nice breaths. Make sure that the navel is drawing in slightly, so we're not going to hurt the lower back. And then invite that positive action in, that what you're doing to support the digestive system here. So feel that you're allowing it to be nourished by taking time to get a really good stretch. And this is one that can be done if you've had a lot to eat, you want to stretch out. This can be done after food, it's fine. And then slowly release your fingers. Let your hands come down, a few shoulder rolls, just to let the shoulders relax from here, and shoulder rolls forward. And if you were sitting on your heels, just let yourself release, move any props out of the way, and come back. So you can come back to crossed legs. You're going to take the hands onto the knees. And we're going to start to slowly let yourself come forward with the chest. Doesn't matter which way first. You can draw the navel in as you come back. So you're going to start to come forward from here. And draw the navel in as you move back. So as if you're making these nice movements just from side to side. And as you do this, you're going to focus on your front of the body and the belly, what it feels like as you draw the navel in. What it feels like as it relaxes as you come forward. Then swap in the other direction from here. You can make them as big or as small as you like, depending on what's happening in the back, in the hips, in the shoulders. This is great as well if you're tight around your lower back. It's a nice one to get some space into it. Just a couple more. I feel that you're just waking up that digestive system. That's it. And then come all the way back to the centre. Just pause for a few moments. Often after you've done this one, you feel very rooted and grounded as more attention is going downwards. We'll take one more. Take a side stretch from here. So right hand's out to the side. You can come up onto the fingers, or you can take your palm down. You're going to lift up your left one. Inhale, as you breathe out, you're going to bend your bottom arm. You're going to take the top arm up and over. We're going to hold it for a few breaths. So you might look forward. Alternatively, you could look down if you're really feeling it on the neck. And you're going to feel what's happening in the side of the body. One side's opening, one side's compressing. And just notice the belly. Try and take the focus down into these really slow, calm breaths. That's it. And then coming all the way up. Swapping hands, left hand down, right arm's going to lift. We'll take a full breath while we're here. And as you breathe out, bending that arm, taking that upper arm up and over. And just be careful of your head. So you're either looking down, looking forward, just so we find a position that works for the neck. And feeling one side of the body is lengthening, the right side. One side is compressing, the left side. And feel the front of the body nice and opened up from here. And then coming all the way back. And then take a moment to just give the legs a little shake out and move from here. And then we're going to roll over. You're going to come over onto the all fours from here. Spreading the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Pad them if you need to. We're going to do some of our cat stretches. We're going to do an extra few today and really take that focus as you do them on what's happening, the two actions that happens in the front of the body. So inhale, lift your tailbone, the belly expands as we maybe just gaze up. And as you breathe out, we're drawing the navel in as we gaze back. Inhale to come through. And exhale to round over. Inhale, belly relaxes and expands as we come through. Exhale, we're activating it by drawing in with the navel, gazing back. I'm going to do a couple more. Inhale to come through. Exhale, rounding over. Inhale to come through. Exhale to round over. Back to the all fours. Just going to do a couple of rounds where we reverse the inhale and the exhale and the different movements. We'll add the lion's breath, where you stick the tongue out, look between the eyebrows, and that's out on the exhale. So we'll take an inhale as we round over, so reverse action this time. And as we breathe out, we come through lion's breath. Bring the tongue in, close the mouth as you inhale, rounding over, draw the navel in. And breathing out, lion's breath to come through. We'll do one more. Inhale, close the mouth, rounding over. And exhale to come through, lion's breath. And then coming back to the centre. And then come into our child's pose. So focus, mindful way of coming in. If it works, you can bring the knees together or apart if you need to. It works, bring the arms down by the sides of the body, palms up, and then folding forward. So you're coming over the thighs and bringing the forehead down towards the earth. And you can support underneath if you need to. And just take a few moments to focus now on the belly and feeling the compression in the pose. So that's what we're feeling. It's a compression now. A few nice, easy breaths. And then take your hands by the sides of the head and you're going to ease yourself back again. Come back to the all fours. Spreading the hands, tucking the toes under. We're lifting out into our downward dog, lifting the knees. Taking time to maybe just walking out through the legs from here. And just allowing ourselves to feel really nice stretch across all those muscles around the back of the legs. And then you can let both heels rest down. Doesn't matter if they're not down, just direction that way is good. And just take your focus into some nice calm breaths. Maybe just being aware of the navel area. And then allowing ourselves to bend the legs, bring the knees back to the floor. You're going to walk into puppy pose, so thighs are upright. Walking hands forward, you can keep them shoulder width apart. Sit bones are lifting up and you're sinking your chest down. Bringing your head down. If it's too strong for the arms today, then just fold one arm or make a support with both hands, that's fine. If you've done one hand, after a few breaths, make sure you swap over to the other hand. Just take a few nice easy breaths from here, giving the belly a chance just to open up. And then slowly lifting your head, bring your hands back, walk them back. Going to sit back to the heels, this time an extended version of your child's pose. So child's pose is very, very good to stimulate digestive organs. You can take the knees slightly wider from here. And you're coming forward, lowering down, letting your head come to the floor. Make any support or use support if you've got any props today. Take your focus to the belly and just take some really nice breaths. Bring that intention that the breath is allowing you to feel calmer. And in turn, when we feel calm, we're supporting, we're nourishing the digestive system as well. And again, a nice compression in with the child's pose. That's it. And then lift your head up. You move your hands in. You walk back to the all fours. Hands forward of your shoulders. Lowering your thighs, bending the arms. Bring yourself all the way down to the floor. Hands underneath your shoulders. Or you can bring your hands into Sphinx pose arms. And slowly inhale, lifting up. Keep breathing. We can keep it quite low first of all. And then breathing out, slowly lower back down. We'll come up one more time, either Cobra or Sphinx. Inhale, lifting out again. You can keep it low, or you might like to press into the arms more. This is a nice one as well, that you stretch across the front of the body. That's it. And then slowly lowering all the way back down. And then this time you're going to take your arms out in front. We're going to come into a variation of locust pose. So shoulder width apart with the arms slightly wider actually than shoulder width. Legs are apart as well, looking down. And slowly inhale, lifting up the head, lifting up the chest. Legs are going to lift. If it still feels okay, the arms can lift. You can just keep the palms down, take an inhale. As you breathe out, lower down. You can turn your head to one side if it feels nice. And then we'll do that again. Head back to the centre. Inhale, lifting the head, the chest. Continue to breathe. If it's okay, lift the legs, lift the arms. Think about the belly that's getting a good press down in towards the earth. Inhale. And breathe out, lower down. This time, you can turn your head the other side this time. And then bring your head back to the centre, hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to ease back to that, all fours. I'm going to tuck the toes under, lifting out into your downward dog. Just a couple of breaths. Focus on your belly from here. Bending the legs, start to walk yourself all the way to standing. Hands on the hips, lifting up, coming all the way up to standing. Just a few breaths, separating the feet. You're going to raise the arms, lifting up, have a good stretch from here. Navel draws in slightly. We're opening up into the body. Let your hands bend, let them come back to the hips. Going to soften the knees. We're going to hinge forward for our forward fold Uttanasana, another compression when we come forward. You either come halfway or we can release the arms. You might start off folding, catching hold of opposite elbows, maybe taking a bit of a move from side to side. You're getting an extra bit of a compression as well as you move. You can take the hands down to the floor or continue to just keep them where they are. Head nice and heavy. And if you need to bend your legs more, bend them more. Head really heavy, nice calm breaths. Let your hands come back to your hips, lifting up, and we'll come all the way to standing. You're going to lift the arms again, take a few nice breaths from here. So let your feet be a few inches apart, and you're going to take the right hand down. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, left hand up and over for a side bend stretch. Press down with the feet, draw into the navel. Inhale to lift up. As you breathe out, over towards that right side, left side. And then inhale, coming back. Palms together. Bring your hands so they meet back at the chest. You're going to interlock the fingers, have your index finger pressing, your thumbs crossing. Take a nice breath to lift up. Inhale. As you breathe out, over towards that right side, navel draws in, feet rolling down. Inhale to come up. And as you breathe out, over towards that left side. That's it. And then come in all the way back. Palms together. Inhale as you breathe out. Hands down towards the chest. And take the hands to the hips. Well, nice preparation, that one, for Trikonasana. You're going to open out the feet now for our triangle Trikonasana feet. We'll start the right side. Let your right foot turn all the way out. Left foot in slightly. Raising the arms, gaze towards that right side. Inhale. As you breathe out, you're going to start to stretch. You're going to continue to breathe as we take that hand down. Top arm can lift or your hands can come to your hip. Either look down or look up. We're going to take our focus back to that calm breath. We're going to bring some attention to the torso and the belly. And just see if you can feel you stimulate the front of the body when you come to this pose. You're going to gaze down, soften the nose, bring the arms up, lifting up. Hands to the hips, feet to the front. Over to the left side, so left foot out, right foot in slightly. Raising the arms, gaze towards your left side, inhale. As you breathe out, we're going to stretch towards that side. Continue to breathe. Bottom hand comes down, top arm can lift, or that hand can come to the hip. And again, do what's right for your head. You can even look down if you're feeling it on the neck. You draw the navel in slightly and feel the strength that you bring to the front of the body as you breathe. Focus on your breath. Can you just stay with these really nice, focused, calm breaths? That helps us to feel more relaxed. Look down, bend the leg, bring the arms lifting all the way up. Feet to the front, hands on the hips. Going to step your feet a little bit wider and we'll come to a forward bend with a twist. So if you know your hand doesn't reach the floor, grab a block, take it down to the floor. Make sure feet are facing forward, hinging forward. And take a few breaths. You can just let the arms release first of all, or hands on the hips, or fold the arms. And then we're going to take the right hands down to the centre in between the feet, or slightly forward. Use your block if you need to, any level. Left hand onto the hip and we'll twist towards that left side. Take a nice inhale as we raise that arm up. And we're going to just spend a few breaths from here. Focus on calm breaths, supporting, nourishing that digestive system, which twists are great for. Inhale as you breathe out, lower back down. I'm going to swap hands. Left hand's down. Right hand's onto the hip. We're going to twist towards that right side, left side. And then we're going to lift up your arm from here. Take a nice good few breaths. And you're going to think about calming the breath. Think about what's happening to the front of the body as you come to that twist. And slowly release. You can take a few breaths, just fold in between the legs for a moment. Soften your knees, maybe bring a bit more weight into the fronts of the feet. Maybe the crown of the head just starts to lengthen down a little bit more. We'll lift the head, we'll take the hands on the hips and we'll lift up from here. The heel toe your feet back together, move your prop out of the way. And we'll come back to the front of the mat. That's it. We'll open out your feet from here. So we're going to take a squat from here. So you're going to have your feet a little bit wider than hip distance with your feet turned out rather than forward. And if you know that it's not good for your knees from that one, you can do it from seating where you come and sit on your block. And that'd be your option. And you get the same lovely benefits without too much pressure on your knees. So you've got that option. Or you've got it from standing where you come down. And you can place anything between the heels if you need to. You're going to spend a few breaths. It might be for some of us that we spend our time in our squat, or some of us might take a few moments to lift up if you're feeling too much on your knees and your hips, and then come back down. So work it how it feels good for the body. And this is great. This is great for digestion. It's good for downward flow of energy, about releasing and letting go. So let yourself maybe just focus on that downward flow of energy. Just a few more nice, easy breaths. Calm breaths, bringing calmness into the mind and the body. That's it, really nice. And then slowly let yourself release down. So you just come down to the floor. If you're sitting on the block already, just carefully come out of the block. You can just take that to the side for the moment. We're going to allow ourselves to bend the legs from here. We're going to come into boat pose. We're going to keep the legs bent today, and it's good for strengthening up the digestive system. It stimulates it. So remember, if you've got back issues, you want to keep your hands down. So when you come up into bow, you use your hands to support you. If you know that it feels okay, we can take the option of lifting the arms. You can keep a little gap between the legs. You might like to spread your toes if that works. And just be aware of the front of the body. Feel that you bring some awareness, some attention into that area. Right, going to bring your feet down. Come into reverse tabletop, hands behind, fingers in or pointing out to the side. We'll take a nice breath and we'll lift up from here. And keep the chin tucked in, or we can take the head back if it does work. Nice open up for the front of the body. Tuck your chin back in if the head lifted. Come down to the floor. And come one more time, arms out or arms down by the sides of the body if you're going to support the back. Lift up the legs, take a good few breaths from here and spread the toes if it works. Think about using your breath, using this pose to nourish and support the digestive system, stimulating it. That's it, lovely. And then let your feet come down, soles of the feet together. Nice distance, 2 hands roughly between the legs and the feet, and lifting all the way up. Take a nice few breaths, and if it's okay, allowing yourself to come forward, either holding onto the feet or take the arms out in front. Allowing your head just to release. Just take a few nice, easy breaths. Focusing on our downward flow of energy, our releasing, our letting go. And then lifting your head, coming all the way back up. You can extend out with your legs, and we're going to come to a nice forward fold and spend a few extra breaths here. So you can sit on a blanket if it helps, or move yourself so you sit more onto your sit bones. You're going to sit up nice and tall, and if you're feeling it at the back of the legs, please just bend your legs a bit or put a blanket underneath the knees. And slowly come forward. You're going to walk your hands forward, either rest them on the legs or take your hands to the feet. Let the head be nice and heavy. We're going to spend a few breaths. So this is great. Our forward fold, our Paschimottanasana, is a great one where we find some compression in the front of the body. You might feel it between the front of the body and your thighs. And when we compress, we stimulate it. Working towards keeping it nice and healthy. Couple more breaths if you're still all right in that pose. That's it, and then nice and slowly lifting up. Come all the way up from here. We're going to come to our half Lord of the Fish pose. So you're going to bend your right leg. You're going to take your right leg over. Always forget to say as well, if you struggle in this pose, sitting on a block is really nice. It lifts your knees and your hips up a little bit higher, so do explore. And you can either keep that other leg lengthened, or you can bring it back from here. See what feels good. So nice and lifted. So we're going to raise your left arm from here. Inhale, as you breathe out, your right hand's going to come behind, and you're either going to take the elbow to the outside or take the arm around from here. And you can just take the gaze so it looks over from here. And take a few nice breaths. You're working towards sitting up, so we're not leaning on that hand. The hand is there for an aid to help us sit nice and tall. Feeling that really nice compression in the front of the body, so twists are great for those digestive organs, just gently stimulating them. When we come out of a twist, we find that new blood can flow through to these organs. That's it, and then slowly coming all the way back out. You can lengthen the legs, give them a shake if you need so, and we'll do that on the other side. So your right leg is going to bend, and you can take it over. You've got your options of either keeping that other leg straight or taking it back. You can use your block if you find that helps in the posture. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. And your right arm's going to lift this time. So you stretch up nice and tall first. And then we're going to start to slowly bend that arm. Left arm's going to come round. Either hook, take that elbow to the outside, or you're going to hold on to that thigh. You're going to sit up nice and tall, and then we twist towards that left side. And can you focus on nice calm breaths while you're here? Positive thoughts. Can you visualise and feel that you're nourishing your digestive system by compressing the front of the body and the torso, and gently stimulating the organs so that they can work to their best efficiency that they can work. Couple more breaths. That's it, and then slowly let yourself release. Let the legs lengthen, and if you're sitting on a block, you can just remove it out of the way. Going to roll ourselves down to the floor, so do take time to grab anything that's going to make you feel comfortable. Blanket behind the head or covers or anything warm over. Rolling down. You're going to hug your knees in towards the chest. Take a moment just to take a little bit of a rock. Take the legs bent, feet to the floor. You're going to bring the soles of the feet together for a few moments. So you can bring them either in towards you or further away. And your choice, you might rest the hands down to the belly to start with. We can all do that first. Just take a few nice focused breaths from here. Feeling that breath, how the breath gently moves the front of the body. Feeling the sensations of the breath. Feel free to keep the hands on the belly, or some of us might like to cross the arms. Hold on to the elbows and take the arms up and over, or you can link your thumbs. And the idea, if you've done that with the arms, it just opens the body a little bit more. You might find the back arches a little bit more. You can take some really good breaths into the front of the body. Just spend a few more breaths here. This is a really nice one that calms us down, it relaxes us. And then slowly let the arms release. Help your feet back to the floor. One more, knees towards the chest. Just take them a little bit wider this time. Feet and knees apart, shoulders relaxed. Just feeling that final compress as the knees move in towards you. And then release your legs. Either keep them bent or lengthen your legs out, your feet out. Arms down by the sides of the body. Closing the eyes or a soft gaze. And we're just being still for a few moments. If you can, just keep your focus to the rise and fall of your breath. Notice where your attention, when it's left, just notice it and gently bring it back again to the breath. Feel that every breath invites us to feel calmer. Every out breath allows us just to let go a bit more. So if you've got longer or you wish to spend longer, just pause the video, spend as much time as you like, just resting and letting go to get the full benefit out of your practice. But if you're ready to move, take a few fuller, deeper breaths from here. The breath is that signal that the body's going to move, that you're going to start to just wake up again. Wriggle the fingers, wriggle the toes, a nice stretch of the arms away from you. Stretch out with the legs, maybe moving a bit from side to side. Bend the legs, hug the knees in towards the chest, drawing them in, gently rocking from side to side. And taking time to roll over to the right side if it works, or alternatively the other side. Come onto the side of the body, support your head, maybe with the arm lengthens out or arm out in front. And then when you're ready to do so, taking your time to slowly come up. So we're still feeling mindful as we come back up from here. Just taking an easy seat to finish off. Hands resting down to the knees or in your lap, eyes closed. Just feeling that nourishment in those final moments of that stillness. Feeling the calmness of your breath. Feeling how you've nourished your digestive system today. Just leave you with a really nice quote from Mr. Iyengar. And he says, "Look after the root of the tree, and the fragrant flower and luscious fruits will grow themselves. Look after the health of the body, and the fragrance of the mind and richness of the spirit will follow." Let your practice come to a close now by bringing hands together, hands in towards the heart centre, and taking that soft bow down, head towards the hands, slowly blinking the eyes open. Just pausing for another moment with the head down. Before nice and slowly lifting your head and lifting your heart. Namaste. I hope that you enjoyed that and enjoy the rest of your day.